Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. We are your hosts, Vidas Pinkevičius
and Aušra Pinkevičienė.
We've been mastering secrets of organ playing for more than 20 years and sharing them on this blog since 2011.
On this show, which we create from our home in Vilnius, Lithuania, we strive to help you grow in every area of organ playing, including practice, technique, repertoire, sight reading, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory, harmony, and many others.
Our hope is to help you become a complete musician, or what we call as total organist, a program which we have created to help you reach your dreams faster than you would do on your own.
If you are new here, we invite you to subscribe to receive free updates of this blog at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
And now let's go to the podcast for today. Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Aušra.
Let's start episode 262 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by T.P. Johnston Jr. He writes, I'm age 66, was a professional organist during my high school years. Had been away from the organ for about 40 plus years until our church purchased a new Hauptwerk Virtual Pipe Organ, 4 manuals. Very nice instrument. So I've been working to rebuild my skills. They're coming back, but very slowly. I'm only able to practice for 1.5 hours, 3 days per week. So probably won't ever get all my skill level back, but I'm making progress. Your materials are helping a great deal. So Aušra, he seems to have spent a lot of time without the instrument, right?
Yes, that's true.
That should be hard for people who practiced in their high school years, in their youth, a lot. Remember, we have Mindaugas in our studio, Undamaris at Vilnius University, who spent with us maybe 4 years.
That's right. All his undergrad studies.
But now he is transferring to another city, and I think he found a job, and I think no longer will be able to play regularly with us.
True.
It's not clear to me if he will continue to practice as hard or not, right?
Well, who knows?
Who knows? So it could happen that Mindaugas, just like T.P. Johnston Jr., will have to spend many years without the organ, and this calling perhaps comes back after a few decades, because I think it will come back, don't you think?
Definitely, especially as he says, he was a professional organist. I think it will be easier for him to get his shape back, comparing to somebody who decided to learn to play the organ at an old age.
Mm-hmm. So even having electronic or virtual organ at home is very practical. You can work on your terms. Nobody can disturb you. If you're working late at night or early in the mornings, you can even use headphones.
But actually I understood that church purchased that instrument, not T.P. Johnston Jr. himself.
Right. But at any rate, he has access to it, right? It's nice. So I guess the main issue that he is having is that he is slowly rebuilding his skills. I think he wants to progress faster.
Well, the 40 years without playing, that's a long period of time. You cannot expect that, after practicing for I don't know how how long he started to practice again. But, well, you could not gain your previous skills in, let's say, half a year.
But it's good that he's using our materials, right? Because with guidance, with correct practice methods, efficient practice methods, he can progress much faster.
Definitely.
What happens when people study on their own without any guidance? Can they intuitively learn from recordings and videos?
I think we can, but of course the practice will not be as efficient as it could be, and progress will be much slower.
A person has to have to learn from their own mistakes, right?
True.
And those mistakes sometimes will be so difficult to overcome, and some people will quit because
That's
of
right.
that, because they won't believe they can overcome those difficulties. But luckily, TP Johnston Jr. has, advice from us and can work through our material. That's very, very beneficial. He doesn't say what does he want to achieve, right? What kind of skills does he have to regain? Hymn playing or repertoire playing, pedal playing, or all of the above? What do you think, Ausra?
Probably all of the above, all those things that you mentioned. Since he is a church organist, he needs all those skills.
And he said he was a professional organist during his high school years, so it probably meant that he could play the repertoire too. So his practice schedule then today might look much different than from 40 years ago, because now he has perhaps more time. He's 66. If that's the case, Ausra, let's talk a little bit how he could divide his practice time.
Well, first of all, I would suggest that he would practice every day. Maybe not for an hour and a half, but that way, he could rebuild his skills faster.
If he practice 3 days a week, as he says, an hour and a half, could he practice like 30 minutes or even 15 minutes the rest of the week, but every day? Would that be better than skipping practice altogether?
I think it would be much better.
Because on those days when he has only 15 minutes to practice, he can, repeat previously mastered material easily. And the next day, progress would be faster.
Yes, but still, I don't think it's enough to practice 15 minutes a day.
When a person says that he is only able to practice 3 days per week, he means probably that he is able to get to church 3 days per week, right?
Could be.
The church won't let him use the organ more often, probably.
Could be.
Are there any options for him to practice every day, not in the church?
Well, if you have instrument at home, yes, you can do that, but if not, then it's harder.
Let's say he doesn't have an organ at home. I would probably practice on the table on those days. Do you think it would work?
It might work for somebody like you. Not for everybody, maybe.
Why not?
Not everybody has a good inner pitch and can hear what he's playing on the table.
You're right. When there is no sound, You have to imagine the sound in your head. But if you know the piece, from recordings, maybe this helps to imagine what you're playing on the table.
True.
Is it good to practice with recordings, Osha? On top of recordings?
I don't think so. I think that's a bad habit.
Why? Why do other people do it then? And like to do it, actually?
I don't know. You tell me. You started with this discussion, so maybe you have some thoughts about it.
Of course I do. I think people like to get a feeling that they can play entire piece without stopping, just like in the concert, even though they couldn't, right? Remember you played with clarinetist?
I remember
long
that.
time ago.
I tried to forget it.
So tell us a little bit what happened.
Well, we were playing Sonata by Brahms, and that's a tough part for pianists, not as tough for clarinetists. And when we got together, we could not play together because simply she could not keep the right rhythm. And we tried to figure out what is happening, how she learned the piece, and she told that she simply played together with the recording. So she simply hasn't counted and basically learned somebody's interpretation. But the problem is that I learned the music as it's written out and not by that recording.
You're right, and you couldn't fit together.
Yes, because she could not count, she could not play what it's written on.
So guys, if you do use recordings for playing, and sometimes I record those slow motion videos, right? And people say they like to practice while looking at my hands. And do one more thing, you have to keep counting yourself, right? Don't rely on the recording, on my playing, let's say, or anybody else's playing. And the difference between my recordings in slow motion and the recordings that Osha was talking about earlier is that probably this girl played in a concert tempo all the time.
Yes.
With concert recording.
Yes.
And that's not a good way to practice. If you want to practice with the recording, slow down the video, have speed at least. That helps you to concentrate and count, and it will not sound like a performance. It will be practice, right? So we hope this was useful to you and everybody. And please send us more of your questions. We love helping you grow. This was Vidas.
And Osha.
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This blog is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online, where you will find courses for every area of organ playing, including technique, practice, sight reading, repertoire playing, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory and harmony, with hundreds of scores and thousands of exercises. Here is what some of the students are saying.
Hugh writes, "The sight reading course has helped me tremendously. Thank you very much for your essays, courses and all your help."
Robert writes, "I found the fingerings, registration ideas and general comments to be excellent."
John writes, "I have found your download very helpful. It was really excellent. I have watched some of your teaching videos, and when I read your instructions, I tried to imagine you are there teaching me. You may feel disappointed that I am 2-3 days behind, but I am a slow learner, and I have committed to taking the time to get it right, as you say. But the other night my wife commented that she had never heard me play such a detailed melody in the left hand so well. My left hand is generally poor.
Robert writes, "It has been a great pleasure in my life of having discovered your courses and material as well as the YouTube work of recordings. You have a calm and pleasant way of teaching."
Ron writes, "Hi Vidas and Ausra, thank you guys. What a wonderful response to my email note to you. You've got me right, and I feel you understand my level of playing. Yes, at home and lucky that I have an organ for that reason. I am paying attention to this, and I am going to try this haha no longer secret model. Yes, and I love Cesar Frank too. What is very nice about your blog podcast is that Ausra and Vidas are like a Socratic dialogue, and by bouncing things off of each other, so much more information comes out and is expressed. Your comments contain a wealth of information and understanding. I really appreciate this. It is very inspiring and will keep us moving forward."
Would you like to receive the same or even better results that our students are getting? If so, join them at organduo.lt/total-organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to receive free updates of this blog, make sure you do that at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video, how to master any organ composition, and 10-day organ playing mini course.
This was Vidas.
And Ausra from Secrets of Organ Playing.
And remember, when you practice,
Miracles happen.